It's a little bit wet out. I'm wearing in my new shoes. Got an umbrella and a waterproof. But god damn, I'm not missing this walk, boys. Today is my first day of my first week on call. So from 8 o'clock I'll be alerted if anything breaks on our system, like my team's system, for an entire week in production, and then during office hours for the lesser environments. Yeah, so got to deal with that, and that means being restricted on walking, on what I can do and whatnot, because I've got to be near a laptop. So I'm going for my last walk of freedom. It's kind of interesting that you spend an entire week, there's 4 of us on this rota. It's kind of interesting that you pick an entire week rather than 4 days. I feel like 4 days on for would be better, but it'd be less predictable. So would you prefer predictability or less time? But a week is really daunting, you know. It's oh Jesus Christ, got an entire week of this basically being limited on what you can and can't do. Also rendered and uploaded a video. The video I finished yesterday is going to be uploaded tomorrow, which officially means we've caught up. Welcome to the future, ladies and gentlemen. So now I just need to get rid of I need to figure out what I'm going to do in the mornings. I keep waking up, I keep ignoring my watch waking me up at 5, and it did it today. It woke me up at 5 and I looked at it and I'm 5 o'clock, that must be a mistake. But no, I'm you wake up at 5. Wake up, man. But now I wake up and don't necessarily have a video to upload. I need to figure out how to fit my mornings. I've built quite a good routine of on non-gym days, wake up early, I upload one video, watch it and do the description while rendering another video. Now I'm going to have days where I have nothing to do, and then I'm going to have a day where I need to import the footage, render it, maybe upload it the next day. I have to figure it out. I have to figure out a new routine. This video is probably all about new routines. I need to figure out how to schedule my life around being on call, about being caught up on videos, living the dream. I think maybe the thing I do most is maybe get back into meditation again. I like that when I did it, but I felt like doing it at night was kind of the wrong way around. So maybe some mornings I'll do it in the morning, I don't know. But yeah, like I say, I've built up a pretty strong routine now, and the routines are difficult to break. That's how I caught up. I could have just done it a lot slower, but I was no, we need to turn this into a habit, you know. On routine stuff as well, luckily Laura's doing a load of decorating in her office, so it's not like we were going to do anything this weekend. But the problem is, this always happens to me actually, next week I'm on my own on this new team, no one else is in but me, and that always happens to me. Well, for 3 days, that's true. My old team, Team Fox, come back from holiday and I'm on my own for an entire week, and I didn't know I was going to be on my own before I went on holiday as well. So I steadied the ship for a week, and it was manic, and it's going to be manic this week. But I've only been in the team for less than 2 weeks now, and I'm oh god, I don't really know what I'm doing yet, guys. There's a lot of stuff here that's new to me. Obviously just domain wise, but also expertise wise. There's a lot more infrastructure as code stuff which I'm weaker on than my standard business logic, application code, testing stuff, etc. Networking, microservices, all that. The actual infrastructure I've managed to shield myself from, or be shielded from. But yeah, so it's going to be a busy week. I'm looking forward to it. Bit nervous and apprehensive, but as soon as you get into it, it's fine. I've already got a couple of incidents I need to deal with this morning, just from the handover of the last person that was on call. Laura's gone today to go to the hairdressers. I'm having some lunch. I'm investigating a bug that happens every now and again, and I'm I feel like I know what this must be. I feel like I'm onto it, but I can't call the fucking service to test my theory out. This is the problem with not knowing how everything works. It's we own two halves of the entire platform, the entry bit and the outside bit, and I've only been looking at the entry bit so far. I feel like it's going to be tough managing, like, pushing forward this team. It's going to be tougher because no one's going to be in. I'm not really going to know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of spinning. I feel like I've got like 4 or 5 things to work on. And I've had no alerts yet, you know. I've got 4 or 5 things to work on, and I don't really know how to prioritise them. And I'm not going to have anyone else to take them off me anyway, but I don't know how to prioritise them, and yeah, it's going to be tough. God damn it. And I feel like they're all complicated enough to be like paired with a new person, let alone like have 4 of them all by yourself. I've had a fun afternoon programming, played a little bit of Doom. I think I may have stumbled on, oh, that was in my previous video, wasn't it? I was talking about trying to get pipelines to work in a certain way. I've stumbled on some other people asking for the same thing and a weird hack that they've done to make it work. I'm going to see if I can do that as well. I think it is filthy though. I think it is like a manual intervention. You click resume, but type a comment, and then you can access the comment and do logic on it, which is ropey, but we'll see if we can do some tweaks on that. Add logic. Otherwise, what else? But yeah, I've been chipping through programming stuff. Little fights with Monty because he's a little wanker. And it's bedtime, so. Strictly speaking, Monty is not allowed to drink out of the tap since we got his water fountain. But I am on Project Bond with Monty, and anything I can do to get him on side, I'll do it. My nose is starting to peel, isn't it? God damn it. But yeah, the cat doesn't like me as much as he likes Laura, and I am trying to unseat her at her throne. It's because I'm the one that disciplines him, and I'm the one that he plays with me aggressively. That's the problem. So I'm trying to like get him to be more loving, you know, a bit more affectionate. And at the moment, he is just sulking at the top of the stairs because Laura's decorating, and he can't go into that room and be around her. So he's pissed off because he's got to be around me. We had an alert last night, 2 o'clock in the morning. I feel like 2 o'clock in the morning might be a semi-regular time for alerts. We had an instance where there's a spike in traffic around that time, and there were a couple of errors that were thrown by a different domain as it was like scaling up. I think it called potentially the load balancer or something. Maybe it reported healthy before it was like fully ready, and then like during that warm up it failed and then retried and worked. But yes, I was up for about like 45 minutes just making sure that that was all set up. It's really difficult. It's really stressful. It alerts, and then like you've got to like your computer waking up from sleep, booting onto the VPN. Oh god, it takes so long, or it feels like it takes so long. But otherwise, relatively slow morning. Watching some Olympic cycling. It's a lot of good fun. I like Olympic cycling. Don't really understand it, but it's fucking cool. I'm now on my computer just ticking off some admin stuff. Well, like some admin jobs to do, or some programming to do. Like I said, I think I've figured out a solution for my like pipeline issue. I think I've found an even better one as well. So I've got 2 options. I can basically have builds automatically start and then kind of control them based on like manual gates that you have to answer to, or I think you might be able to remove the automatic start thing. Because what I've basically got is like a pipeline. I want to release the pull request on a NuGet package. I want a successful build in order to merge the PR, but I want to release before that, right? And I want that build to be linked to the PR if possible. And problem is, if you've got like 3 or 4 NuGet packages in one pipeline, in one PR, I don't want to release them all every time. I don't want to release ones I care about. But to do that, you either need to create a pipeline that runs them all and then like manually reject some of them, but rejecting them fails the build, or you make them so that you can release them all and it doesn't matter. That's another solution as well. Or you move to manual. I'm going to try going to manual. I've got some like admin stuff to do. But that's what my plan is. The problem is I think I've just merged my last PR. Why did I merge it? I might not have merged it actually. What was the last one? Was it Mongo Health? It wasn't, it was infrastructure. It was an infrastructure NuGet package with some helper methods in it. Here he is, on guard, waiting. Pull the door open. So when you do a 100% code coverage, you say? I don't think so. When you... I wonder why that is. I wonder if it's because it doesn't reference the other project. I've got an entire project that's not referenced. Anyway, it's by the by. When you, the PR, even if you set the build policy to manually create a build as part of a PR, so you have to run a build, but you have to run it, it automatically creates it with default variables. So here, if I literally click run new, you can set variables. These are the two that I was fucking about with. Maybe I could set these to true only when I wanted them. But also, you could also say whether or not you want to run different things. But you can't have this set automatically, so I always want this one. I might only want one of these two. That's effectively what I'm trying to achieve here. I want it to be... I don't know if I need a separate release. The problem with having a separate release is you only want to be able to take in the input of a pipeline, not... Fuck's sake, man. So setting it to run manually, it doesn't work. What you can do is set a manual intervention and then pass the comment to figure out if that's the solution. Ugh, that's so filthy though. Not happy about that. Like I say, the other solution is have a separate pipeline and then it's going to be manual anyway. Which has its advantages, because then you know exactly when that... But you know anyway, because there's different stages of run. So you can just query on the stages that run. Okay, that's another void point. Yeah, you just open up another can of worms of being like, I want to limit this to only PR builds. Which is hard to tell from the release. Let's see how filthy this hack is, shall we? And then we'll call it a day. I need to update the validation one, and the validation one is like 6 NuGet packages in there. That's why I care. Oh, it's starting to drive me mad. I'm so close, you know? I'm so fucking close. That's the thing that's killing me. I don't want to have to merge to master before you're allowed to release. That's the thing. I basically tried like everything under the sun. It's not possible to get the comment from a thing. I thought you could do that. What's the word? A comment from the manual validation thing. It's not possible to do it. Just create a PR release with the right stuff, not manually, anyway, and have it appear as like a requirement on the pull request. I want you to be able to create a pull request and it say these things have to happen. You have to build it and release it. They don't have to be part of the same thing, but it has to be built and released before you can merge. What I was just trying to do then was based on triggers, so that you can conditionally set the rule, but it wasn't requiring it, and also it wasn't picking up the right thing because it was rebuilding the source and doing the release. It triggered them both, and then it was picking up the most recent build. So it wasn't like what I thought it would be, which was one trigger literally off of the other. My God. I feel like there has to be a way via the automatic pipelines trigger or the pipelines thing. I wonder if you could have it as a step on the... Oh, I'm so close, that's the thing. It's so close. I don't want to have to do REST calls into DevOps just to find this information out. That's the bit that's killing me. But yeah, you can have filters on how did that work? You can have filters on like the right branches. You can set your policies. Like it's like all the different bits are there. You just haven't got the right like orientation of settings for it to do what I want. But you can filter the policies based on what files have changed. You can trigger these things based on what branch it is. And I'm like, can we not glue these two together? And give me what I goddamn want. I did it, boys. Okay, I've got something that makes sense now for NuGet packages. This doesn't make sense for a real release because technically I'm blocking the release of my pull request until it's gone to prod, which is obviously silly. But I can use the output of this. I wanted to deploy it to a testing environment and then use the output of this to go somewhere else. And I can do that later. That's fine. Oh, literally hours, mate. Hours. God damn. So I have a PowerShell script that scans the repository for files. If it matches a certain path, it will set a variable that triggers another stage. That stage then asks for a human input to say whether or not you want to deploy it or not. So in the real world, what you'd do is you'd have something like this. It basically always trigger that stage. It will go through to the test environment, and as soon as you're happy with it, you can then push it through to staging, tag it as a release, and then you can take that input from a different pipeline. It's not ideal, but like I don't have to deploy any code to prod, so fuck it. I might have something. Oh, look at that bang! Approve that bitch. Fuck yeah, boys. I might have something where it needs to be what's the word? The Pulumi stuff will be interesting. That's the one thing where it's like, actually, I'm gonna have to deploy that somewhere. And that's next. That's why I'm doing this. No. I think I am gonna have to be after all this. I'm gonna have to run a second pipeline once it's been approved. It's just hopefully that pipeline can be of the pull requests and not master. That's the end game. I want to take the artifact used by this pipeline or generated by this pipeline and then kind of use that, and then I can use a template to make sure it does the same stuff just in a different environment. I think I know how to do it, it's just I haven't done it yet. FML, right, dinner time. God, I'll play some chess and relax. Feels weird going to the gym and like not sweating. Dad does this, but I don't really understand why people do. How they could just go to the gym and just kind of lift weights and stuff. But because I'm on call, I didn't want to go and get sweaty, because if my phone goes off there and like production's down, then I'm gonna end up like having to go on a call with like 5 different people and whatnot, you know? So like I wanted to be able to do things that I could just kind of stop if I got an alert and then go and like fix. So I've been doing like a workout sesh. It's like a Gymshark have an app, and they do like different like workouts and plans and whatnot. So I was doing that, and I feel like it's odd because last time it's a bit like going to a class. It doesn't feel hard while you're doing it, but then after the next day it kills you. But you leave and I'm like, I feel like I've just kind of come here for no reason. Yeah, we're doing a full body plan. We started on day 3 because they're like an hour, 45 minutes and an hour, and I have more time on Sundays than I do Sundays and Thursdays than I do Tuesdays. But anyway, so we did deadlifts. I feel like a bit of a twat. Also, I'm in the weight section. Last Sunday I went to the weight section. Well, no, last Sunday I was on the treadmills and nobody was on the weight section. It was just all women on the treadmills. And I'm like, what is this? Today, basically no women at all men in the weight section. And I feel so out of place because I'm like just this little, everyone else is like these little short ass squat chunks, you know? They're just like lifting really heavy shit. And I've got like the puffy dumbbell, I'm not going with the actual, what are they called? Bars. I don't know what they're called. Not dumbbells. The bar ones. I'm not going with them because they're fucking heavy. Everyone else is going with them. I've gone with the ones that are like designed for other kind of exercises. They're still the same thing, but they're not like something you add weights to. They are weighted, you know. But yeah, so I did deadlifts. Oh no, yeah. So I just feel like a spider. Like I'm just there, and I'm like, I feel like a foot taller than everyone else, and I just feel like I see myself in the mirrors. I'm just all limbs, you know. Anyway, so we did deadlifts, lat pull downs, dumbbell flies, leg press, crunches, and weighted Russian twists. Weighted Russian twists are an absolute bitch, by the way. And then I finished with some low row, just because I was like, I've got a little bit more time. It's also pissing it down. So we're going home. Thank God, no alerts. I was expecting, it's sod's law, innit? As soon as you leave the house, that's when it happens. But yeah, touch wood, nothing so far. Can we make it home? That's the question. And in fact, no alerts, touch wood, since 2 o'clock yesterday morning. So that's not bad at all. Touch wood, obviously. I'm not achy yet. I don't think I understand weight stuff. I feel like that it's better to just do like next to no weight and just a shitloads of them, rather than like relatively small sets of like 8, but a heavy weight. You know what I mean? I don't know. Are you supposed to feel achy after? I feel like you are. Otherwise, today I've been doing some programming. I fixed up some infrastructure as code stuff with some Pulumi. I'm just going through and making my close this because I don't want to be spying on while I'm getting working in the morning. Yeah, did some service bus stuff on there and whatnot, and then otherwise Laura's finished decorating in her room. I don't know if you remember what it was like before, but it was a bit more purple and it's now like a greeny beige. And that has like kind of inspired me to kick off a load of jobs that we used to have. So I'm like basically just trying to figure out dates for a load of work we need to do in the kitchen. That's going to be expensive. I've also put out a job for someone to fix our doorbell and a light on the thing, and also add another plug in here. So at the moment I've only got one plug over there. I run 2 extension leads off of that double point and then plug it all down there. And obviously that's not very good. But I also want to get a standing desk, and I'm already kind of at max pluggage. I know that's empty, but like, you know what I mean, it'd be better to have two, and then I can have some things over here, and then effectively split my entire computer setup into 2 plugs rather than all off of one. But yeah, so looking at that, looking at carpets for this room, because we're then going to carpet it, and then I'm going to get a standing desk. It's exciting. And then yeah, just like kind of clearing the decks, doing some admin. I'm trying to figure out, I hope you guys maybe can give me some advice on this, a solution for tracking workouts. Because I feel like there's 2 different problems. One of them is like tracking like weight stuff, and one of them is tracking like cardio stuff. And they both need like 2 different solutions. I'm trying to fix it with one hammer, but like, you got any apps that do that kind of shit? Because at the moment I'm just going to resort to paper at this rate. Like, I've got my fitness app, is obviously my watch app is like tracking my like fitness and cardio quite well. Although it's difficult to see trend data, I can do it myself, you know. But like, I want to see trends. I want to see myself improving. That's the thing, and I can't. Have I got anything else to say? Yeah, otherwise cleaning, all the standard shit. We should probably end this video as well. Probably makes sense too. It's about 20 minutes long. It's kind of weird getting into the habit of ending videos earlier than I used to. So, thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you later.